Welcome back to Sprague Homestead. I'm Nikki, and here's your question of the week. Do rabbit breeders ever stand a buck like horse and goat people do? So I thought this was actually a really interesting question because when you think about it, you really do see the standing or renting of a buck or a bull or a stallion or whatever it is in almost every other farm species, right? We don't see it in poultry, of course, but we see it in goats and cattle and horses. And sometimes you can see rams that are available in the sheep world. But rabbits, we don't really do that. And the reason we don't really do that is, one, rabbits tend to be kind of cheap. Even a really nice show rabbit isn't that expensive when you're looking at it compared to a really nice Angus bull or a purebred Nigerian dwarf, buck that's registered. So there is a difference in overall cost for the animal. Rabbits, because they reproduce pretty quick, even if they're kind of rare in your area, really aren't that hard to come by. If you're looking at a rare breed, I'm sure it's a little bit more difficult. I know the chinchilla people especially have really small gene pools, and so it gets kind of tough. But generally, we just don't do it. Rabbit diseases are such a big deal, especially right now with RHD and RHDV2, that nobody really wants to risk somebody else's herd, right? If you accidentally pick something up, or maybe you have a strain of Pasteurella or vent disease or whatever else, and your rabbit's not expressing that, that's the last thing you want to do is infect somebody else's herd. And rabbits being prey animals, they hold a lot of those symptoms and signs of disease until it's too late. So you just don't want to get into exposing anybody else's stuff. That said, a lot of times if you are actively showing and you get to know other people within your breed, you can approach them and ask. I do it quite a bit for my Harlequin friends. We've bred other people's Harlequins at shows. I've had somebody breed a doe for me once. So if you get to be pretty friendly with the people in your breed, you may be able to ask. A lot of times if you have a really small herd, people will do that for you so that you don't necessarily have to bring in extra genetics. They may be willing to do a breeding at a show. But truly standing at its stud, we don't actually do that in the rabbit world. At least I've never seen anybody do it. So that's it for today for Sprague Homestead. We will see you next time. Happy homesteading.